My inquiry question that I've chosen for this task is, does scaffolding and performance tasks into level-based activities increase engagement and performances? My findings will be conducted from 2 performance assessment tasks that Year 7 students have been given during the course of their music class. One of these tasks asks students to perform a piece of music, Pirates of the Caribbean theme, finding their own music and tasked to prepare and learn the piece for performance on a set date. The other assessment task is to perform another piece of music, the Star Wars theme, again on keyboard, but the music has been scaffolded into 7 different levels. This task asks the students to perform each level in order to the teacher before moving on, providing step-by-step instructions on how to perform the piece and develops the skills in order to perform this piece. As you can see from the music here, it has been divided up into the different levels. Level 1 is focusing on the most simple part you can play, using your right hand. Level 2 is using your left hand. Level 3 is using your right and left hand, but at different times, never at the same time. Level 4 is using both hands together at the same time. Level 5 is the harder part of level 3, playing the same thing but using both hands. And level 6 is an ending to the piece, which is new content. Once all those parts have been learnt, they're ready to put them all together for level 7, which is the entirety of the song. By creating achievable steps, the philosophy that I would be aiming for is that the level of engagement of a musician performing on an instrument is related to the degree of satisfaction derived from the activity. This is saying that, is the satisfaction of working towards a goal in small chunks enough to encourage students with no interest in performance to actually attempt the performance and increase their marks from last time? Or in some cases, actually perform rather than receiving an award. I've collected the marks of all Year 7 students and selected a handful of students across varying levels of abilities, comparing them with marks from the first assessment and the second assessment. The students have been broken up into high-range students, mid-range students, low-range students, and a student that had previously received an award for non-attempt. The results seem to show that the scaffolded task is more beneficial for students that are struggling with performance tasks. Students' marks are improving at an exponential rate from high range to low range. I believe that this is because students are more satisfied with performing something simple perfectly and having somewhere to progress, rather than playing something complex and seeing no improvement and giving up. A set of class results were compared as well, which showed similar results. The large scope of results became improved and closer together in the scaffold task, with only one student in this example achieving less marks than the first task. As you can see from the graph, both lines start at a distance and form into one line towards the higher end students. This reinforces the benefit of a scaffold task for the lower end students. I discussed with my supervising teacher about what aspects of engagement differed between the 2 tasks and what it was about the second task that made it more beneficial for the lower end students, in which she explained that students took the level system as some form of game where they compete with their friends. You notice that this added a competitive edge to some students where their carefree attitude and trying to impress their friends became focused on progressing through the levels. They became more engaged in what they were doing and in turn started making progress on their performance skills and discovering that they were actually capable of performing, whereas before they were convinced that they were unable to do so by trying and failing repetitively. He also explained that having the students play each level perfectly before moving on allowed the students to develop their skills at their own pace and that were not left behind because of their lack of ability or previous knowledge. In conclusion, both myself and my supervising teacher found that this task was effective in achieving the desired aim, in that engagement and scaffolding led to greater results and participation. And at the statement, the level of engagement of a musician performing on an instrument is related to the degree of satisfaction derived from that activity, which was backed up by the results and the attitudes of the students reviewed.